I don't know what the title of today's video is going to be right now, but I didn't get to upload yesterday, so I have a couple of events that I've missed out on that we need to cover, as well as a few things that have happened recently that are pretty big. We are going to start off with the thing that I've been requested the most to talk about, and that is Blindcapes getting verified. This was verified by Benbot, who semi-recently beat Nullscapes, and yesterday actually died to the very last click on this level, which was very sad. So if you haven't heard of this level, it's basically, as the title suggests, blind version of Nullscapes. Now, it is that, I'm not lying there, however, it isn't exactly a true blind level. When I think of a blind level, I'm talking about Blind Blizzard and Sightless Sandstorm, levels that are completely 0% opacity, you cannot see them. It is just pure memorization, pretty much. However, this is definitely not that. You can see the level in the background, you've got light where your icon is. It's not really Blindscapes, it's more like Dimscapes, and it's not even like the Slaughterhouse and Sakupin Circles runs we've seen where we see people do it at 0.3% opacity. This is even brighter than that, and it's basically, yeah, it's just Dimscapes in a way. Editing being here, I forgot to mention that a lot of pro players that play these blind versions of levels use gamma, or they manipulate gamma on their monitor so that they can see better. It allows for better vision, brightening up the screen, so it also kind of, you know, makes this achievement be a bit easier to do, but again, still incredibly difficult because no matter how you put it, it is just a harder version of Nullscapes. So while I wouldn't call it a true blind completion, it's still very impressive because at the end of the day, this is a harder version of Nullscapes. Like, strictly speaking, this is objectively harder. And for the people saying this is top 1, because there's so many people that I've seen saying this is the hardest thing ever, no it isn't, no it isn't. My personal placement opinion on Benbot's description is 5 to 8, and right now Nullscapes is 9. So, you know, this could be just one spot higher than it. It doesn't add too much difficulty. It's not a crazy step up. However, this is still worth talking about because this is the possible and probably the hardest unrated level in the game, dethroning OG Sari Never Clear, and we know that for sure because this is just, you know, buffed Nullscapes. It's not exactly gonna get rated, so this is the new hardest unrated level, so this is a crazy achievement. So while it may sounded like I was trying to water down the completion of this level, it is still ridiculously hard. This would be top 10 on the demon list without question, because obviously it's at least harder than Nullscapes, so very impressive. Next up is CC. We've talked about CC many times before because there is a big race to beat Eternal Silence, or, you know, unnerfed Silent Club Step, as you probably know it as. I mean, I get the people that are beating it don't see it as a race, but it is, you know, technically a race. And yeah, 72 was the new progress we got from CC. This is an absolutely bonkers run. This came just around a day after we saw a 4 to 100 run by Chikawa, and I want to comment on that because I've seen a lot of people say that that's the most useless run in history, and that the first clicks of Silent Club Step can't be that bad, or unnerfed Silent Club Step, and if they weren't that bad, guys, we wouldn't be seeing 4 to 100 runs. If they weren't that bad, clearly they are by far one of the hardest parts of the level. If it didn't make sense to play runs from 4%, then no one would play runs from 4%. So I don't want to see anyone saying that that run was useless. It was probably very necessary and very impressive. And this run is, you know, arguably even more impressive. He did turn off no clip there, but you can see with the flashing that he didn't actually die to anything. So this is a completely legit run, and it goes very far. 72% is a decent portion into the level. You can see that this is the infamous dual part, and he actually does pass it and gets to the 8 jumps of hell, dies to the very first one, but that is still making it there. After that, there isn't much to go. I think the memory slightly changed from the original Silent Club Step, but, you know, pretty much that is crazy, right? Just this to go, and we could see a completion. We also saw this crazy post on the account for Zenthicalpha stating that he is now going to get married, which is insane. Morpan actually replied to a tweet here saying that some GD players are actually being invited to his wedding, well, friends of his, but all friends from GD, right? Which is very nice to see. If you don't know who Zenthicalpha is, he is one of the most influential players in the game, or more creators, because as you can see, he created Jawbreaker, which is one of the most popular 9 Circles levels to ever exist, period, and it was also one of the first. And along with all these dozens of really cool levels, he has also got levels like Ultrasonic and Supersonic on his account, which are just straight up one of the most popular levels in the game, period. Supersonic has over 53 million downloads, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the most downloaded Insane Demon. I haven't checked, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And he just straight up is one of the oldest creators in the game, creating a level with the ID in the 200,000s, which, if you know anything about level IDs in the game, that is one of the first. That is a crazy length of time to still be active in the game. I mean, he's not active, he just, tweeted to announce this to the community. He's kind of, went silent now with the game. Makes sense of how long you've been here in the community. But also, you can tell how old of a community member Zenthicalpha is when you see that he has a level with dislikes in the tens of thousands. People used to dislike levels that were too hard, and you basically don't see that at all now. So if you ever see levels that are disliked, they are usually ancient levels, and that's what paranormal is. There's also another one here, Hazard Sector X. I haven't even heard of this level, but again, really old ID, 400,000, 6,300 dislikes. And our daily Zoink Artemis 13 update, he was able to get 73% again, which is major consistency. He's got this in a couple weeks. He can do this level. It's gonna be top 1. Z Levi thinks it's top 1, and the level's been buffed further since that, I believe, the copy that Z Levi had. So it just makes sense that this will be top 1. There's no way it isn't. And if you consider that Zoink will have a Society skill boost and is looking to take him longer than Society, it just makes sense. And lastly, the pro player nickname was able to beat defeated circles. This seems like a minor thing to talk about, but I just wanted to highlight it because this level has, been something that Nickname's been trying to do for a while. He has a ton of old attempts in this. It spent a while on it, so I want to at least shout that out because we did recently talk about him for, verifying Silent Man Adventures, and he's just one of the most impressive players in the game, at least catalog-wise. He's gonna probably be the first victor of the bloop, and also verified Green Bullet, which is around Tidal Wave difficulty on the list now, so yeah, very, very impressive player. But that is all. I don't have too much to comment on other than that. There was some other stuff I wanted to include, but I don't have time right now. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something you didn't already know. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed, and peace.